as much as I want to get married, I do not want to date. I do not want to date. And you may be saying to yourself, Sasha, if you want to get married, how you don't want to date? I'm glad you asked. That's a good question. Well, I'll tell you why. It's like, I'm almost 40. I'm 38. And I am at a place in my life to where I do not have any more time to waste. I do not have any more time to waste with a man who does not see me as his wife. And so, I prayed a simple prayer and I told God, I said, listen, I understand that in order for me to meet my spouse, I will have to date people. I may have to give somebody a chance at some point, because if I don't give somebody a chance at some point, then how I'm going to know who's for me and who's not for me, right? And that's true. At some point you got to date somebody. You got to give somebody a chance. But after you've gone through a series or a string of relationships or situationships and you've done things your way, and you tired of getting disappointed and things just didn't work out, it's like, I don't want to keep going through the same cycles. I don't want to keep doing the same thing expecting different results. So I told God, I said, if it's not my husband, I don't want to meet nobody else. I don't want to date nobody else. If it's not my husband, I don't want to meet him. And I know you saying like, well, that don't make sense. I know in the natural, in the physical sense, it probably don't make sense. But what I mean is that if I meet a person or I come in contact with a person, if that person is not my God ordained spouse, I don't want to date that person, because I'm at a point to where when I come in contact with my husband, I believe in my spirit, in my heart of hearts, that if this is the man who wants to pursue me, number one, I'm going to know, because I'm so in tune with God and I'm believing in him that when the right man comes, the one that God has for me, I'm believing in God that I'm going to know. I'm believing in God that my spirit is going to recognize that man's spirit. And I'm believing in God that when the man comes who he has for me, he's going to see me and he's going to know me and he's going to recognize me and he's going to know in his spirit that there's something different about me that he has not seen in someone else. He's going to know that I'm rare. He's going to be attracted to my spirit and my character first. And I know you may be saying, get out of here, because men are visual creatures. So of course a man has to see you first naturally in the physical, right? Because we are spirits. So he has to see me first with his natural eyes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, him seeing my natural beauty will not be the defining or the determining factor for him recognizing that I am his wife. Okay, follow me? Let me say that again. When my husband, whoever the man that God has for me, when that man comes or when he finds me, he is going to recognize me in the spirit. He's going to know, hey, that is her, because he's going to have a knowing. It's going to be a spiritual knowing. It's going to be his intuition, and he's going to know. I'm believing in God that that man is going to recognize me in his spirit, and I'm believing in God that I'm going to be able to recognize him as well. It's going to be a knowing. It's just going to be a knowing. Like our spirits, I'm believing that they're going to recognize each other, and we just going to know, and the rest will be history. Like, that's just where I'm at with it. Like, because I'm at a place to where I can no longer keep entertaining people who do not want what I want. Like, if we not on the same page, it's not no point in me wasting my time with you, sir. My time is valuable. Like, I don't have the time or the energy. Like, you got about a good 6 months, and I'm not even dating right now, but I'm just speaking from past experiences. Listen, my last boyfriend that I had in 2022, 2023, we dated about 6 months. That's all I got to give. Like, even though I'm not interested in dating or meeting nobody else right now, unless he is my God ordained spouse, listen, even when my God ordained spouse comes, the man who I believe that is ordained for me, I'm believing so much in God that it's not even gonna take this man 6 months to know that I'm his wife. He gonna know off the top. He gonna know at the gate that, hey, that's my wife. He is gonna know, because he gonna be so close to God that God is gonna show him at the right time, hey, that's her. That's the one that you been praying for. That's the one that I have for you. So he gonna know, because I'm gonna be praying to God. I'm gonna be in communion with the Most High, and he is too. So when we meet, however we meet, we're gonna know. Like, it's gonna be like kindred spirits. His spirit is gonna be able to recognize me, and my spirit is gonna be able to recognize him at the right time, and it'll happen in God's timing. You know, and I'm ready. Like, I'm doing the work on myself while I'm in my waiting season, in my preparation season. I'm preparing while I wait. And I'm not pressed, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not bitter. None of that. I've gone through healing. I've done the work on myself. So at this time, I feel like it's just divine timing, divine alignment. And this while I'm preparing, while I wait. But what I'm doing right now in my waiting season, I'm just doing the work on myself, focusing on myself, my goals, the things I need to work on to become a wife, to become a better person. Just growing, healing, you know, trying to be obedient to God, trying to yield to God, like, you know, just working on myself and focusing on myself, my business, my ministry. So when the right person does come at the right time, everything is just gonna flow like water. Like, we'll be in sync, you know. He gonna recognize me, and I'm gonna recognize him. And that's just where I'm at with it, because I don't have any more time to waste. Like, I can't do another relationship. Like, I don't want to date. I don't want to do any of that. And the thing about it is, courting is different than dating. Courting is different from boyfriend and girlfriend. You know, I'm 38, and I have an old soul. But remember back in the day when our aunties and our big cousins and our older siblings was coming up, you know, and there was an age gap in between us or whatever, they used to call it coding. You know, back in the day, the old folks, they used to call it y'all coding. You know, my down south people, y'all know what I'm talking about. They used to say coding. And I think that the slang word coding, I think that that's a derivative or a slang word for courting. Because the old people from down south, they used to say y'all coding, COATING. But that was slang for dating, or it was slang for courting, which courtship is the biblical term for the word coding. But, you know, all the old school, real OG people, either they dead and gone, or, you know, it's just people don't say courting no more. They don't even say courting anymore. But they just say y'all dating, or y'all talking, or y'all boyfriend and girlfriend. But the biblical sense, or the biblical term, is courtship. And the difference between courtship and dating, or courtship and boyfriend and girlfriend, the difference is courtship is intentional. You know that it's going to end in marriage. The two people that have come together, y'all have one common goal, and that's to get married and have a God ordained union, to have a marriage. It's intentional. If a man wants to court you, he's going to be intentional about dating you, or about making you his wife, and it won't take long. It won't take long. So courtship is very much different than dating, or you talking to somebody, or you being in a relationship with somebody, or you boyfriend and girlfriend. Courtship is very much different. Dating is not biblical. Dating is social norms. This is what society has deemed acceptable. But the Most High never approve dating. The Most High never approved you talking to someone. The Most High never had his hand in situationships. The Most High never had his hand in what they used to call it back in the day. The Most High never had his hand on common law marriage. You see, God has his ways and the world has its ways. And what the world deems acceptable, the Most High don't receive that. Like, they used to call it common law marriage. And even when I was still a worldly person, in my spirit, I knew that common law, that's not, I was a worldly person then, but even I didn't recognize that as a real marriage. That's not, and you know, you don't even really hear the term no more. I haven't heard that term in several years. And I'm glad that that's done away with. But yeah, people used to shack up and call it common law marriage. But, you know, society used to call it common law marriage, but it's really fornication. Society call it dating, but it's really fornication. If you in a sexual relationship. And 9 times out of 10, if you dating somebody in 2025, not all, but most, I'll say most, if you dating or you in a relationship, most people are not abstaining from sex. Let's just keep it real. So if you are, then I'm not talking to you, but I'm talking about the majority in this video. Most people who are dating, and if you are being celibate or absent, then that's good for you. So I'm not talking to you if that be of the case, but let's just say most of society today who are dating and in relationships are not abstaining from sex. Let's just keep it a buck. They are not. And I'm not, you know, judging it in this video, but all I'm saying is that what society or what the world deems as acceptable, God does not.